fun to be. It's always fun to be on here with you guys. And tonight I have a special presentation. We'll be talking about crystal grids. And we're going to leave this up on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel for those of you who are interested in going back and reviewing it at any time, or maybe sharing it with others that might be interested in crystal grids. I'm super excited to be here. My name is Tammy Anderson Ward, and I'm the conference producer of the Energy Healing Conferences. And we've been doing these conferences since 2014. We absolutely love them. They are so much fun to gather together with like-minded people, to be able to just feel that yummy collective energy, also learn some new things in our classes with experts that we bring in from all over the country. And then of course our vendors, which are one of my highlights, one of my favorites of the whole experience at a conference. You get to come in and oftentimes we'll have 50 to 80, all the way up to, we've had as many as 220 vendors in one spot. You guys, this is an amazing gathering of people. So I hope that you'll be able to join us at one in 2023 if you haven't been able to do so yet. But I digress. I'm going to go ahead and just jump right into our class today. All about crystal grids. Now, I first taught this class about 3 to 4 years ago. So some of this might be material that maybe you've seen before, but nonetheless, very, very good information. Right out of the gate here, I am going to go ahead and share a link with you. This is just a link with some of my crystal favorites, crystal book favorites. So if you're looking for just some quick resources, maybe you're looking for a holiday gift idea to help someone in your life know more about crystal grids, that's what this very first link is all about. You're going to be able to click on that and it'll take you over to my idea list, which will have some of these amazing crystal book offerings. By far, my favorite one is available for only about $5. It's called Crystal Grids, How and Why They Work by Hibiscus Moon. Absolutely love following her stuff. So if you've never checked her stuff out, make sure you do. My next favorite one, if I had to do one, is by Kiara Fogg. It's called Crystal Grid Work. And then my next one is by Judy Hall called The Ultimate Guide to Crystal Grids. And then, of course, there's a few more that we've thrown up there as well. So you can go ahead and check those out. There's the link for you. So, woohoo, you're welcome. These are going to be awesome. All right, we're going to go ahead and add our presentation here to the screen. And we're going to just jump right in here. If you guys are cool with that. If you're watching live and you want to comment, you want to engage, please feel free, because I love that yummy energy. So it's going to be a lot of fun. All right. So this class is going to have some tips on how to add crystal grids to your energy work, but you can also get a lot of value and benefit from this, even if you're not an energy practitioner, even if you're, just a layperson trying to figure out how to add crystal grids into your everyday life. So please feel free to join in and watch. Again, my name is Tammy Anderson Ward. Hello. If we're not friends yet, I would love to be friends. I love making new friends all over the place, especially if you are a crystal lover yourself. If you've been following our Facebook page or our YouTube channel for some time, you'll see we really love just posting something that's going to brighten your day, bring some positivity your way, and shed some new light on some great tips and information about healing. So if you haven't yet joined, please feel free to follow us or join us there or on any of the channels you can find us on. So I'm super excited. Let's go ahead and, I also have some great resources that I'd love to be able to give you for free. I'm going to go ahead and put my email up across the screen here really for a hot sec here. This is my email. If you would like a packet of resources, we've already compiled a great amount of information, including copies of symbols that you can use for your own crystal grid startups and some great information, including our book list and all kinds of great options. So please feel free to just pop me a quick email that says, hey, I watched your crystal grid class. I'd love that information. And I'd be happy to send you the link to claim that for free, just as my gift for being here today. Thank you guys so much for being here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and just jump right over here to the next screen, which is the what. Now, I've taken my definition from that book I was just mentioning. The book called Crystal Grids, How and Why They Work. And that book, again, is by Hibiscus Moon. Now, if you are not familiar with this particular book, I do want to let you know it is a quick read. It's not going to be like something that's like a huge encyclopedia. It is available for a very affordable amount. And it's also a science-based yet practical guide to how and why crystal grids work, which is kind of my favorite approach. It's kind of the way that I hope to always teach in a practical way. So, let me go back to the definition here. It says a crystal grid is a geometric pattern of energetically aligned stones charged by intention, set in a sacred space, whatever that word means to you, could just be a special space, for the purpose of manifesting a particular objective. So what that means is just this. Let's go ahead and jump right in here to this. That word illumination and magnification. So the word illumination means to enlighten, to throw light on, and to supply with light. Magnification is to make great or greater, to increase the apparent dimensions of a body. A convex lens magnifies the bulk of the body to the eye. You guys can see some of these other examples here of illumination and magnification. If you're watching from one of my pages, most likely you know what these words mean. So we're going to go ahead and move on. But think of what those words mean to you just in practical forms. So crystal grids do more than magnify, but that is a great analogy if you check these out. All right, so here's the basic steps. And this is a very short class with the basics. So if you are taking notes or if you're just like, okay, I want to be able to remember this, this is how it starts, okay? So you start with an intention. What is the purpose? What's the reason behind why you're creating that grid right now? Okay, so what's the objective? And remember that intention overrides technique. So if you're like, oh, I'm worried about not being able to do this right, don't worry about it, because your intention, your belief about it, your purpose and your thought patterns around it are going to be what really matters here. Okay. The next one is to next choose a stone or a series of stones. Doesn't have to be one kind, can be multiple different varieties. But based off of what you know that its properties are. And if you are not familiar with what different stones are for, there's some great resources out there. Hibiscus Moon, of course, has a fabulous website. One of my favorites, of course, is one of the people who come to our conferences as a vendor, the Vibe Jewelry Company. They've got a great resource page up on their website that goes through the different metaphysical benefits of many different stones. And of course, we love Jeannie Buse Olson over there. She's fantastic. And something else that you can keep in mind is just by using our good friend Google, you'll be able to find quite a few different resources out there. Energy Muse is one of my favorites as well. You're probably also going to be able to find some others. Let's see, Energy Muse is one. What's one of yours? If you're watching right now, maybe you can comment with one of your favorites. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and also include the link to the gemstone information for the Vibe Jewelry Company as well. So you guys can check out all the gemstone information there as well. So anyway, when you're first learning, you can use Google or a book, or you can even muscle test to find different pages or for whatever purpose that stone is used for. I will give you some highly recommended books in your information packet, or if you're watching right now, you may have noticed the link that we included in the comments. That link specifically is it's a Crystal Books favorites list that I compiled, so you can get them right on Amazon if you choose to use Amazon. So that's pretty easy, right? You choose the intention, number one. Number two, choose a stone or a series of stones or crystals. And then go ahead and be intentional about it. Once you've got that selected, go ahead and write it down. And there's going to be different times in my life when I have multiple variety of grids that are set up. And I sometimes, life gets busy. I have 8 kids, freaking crazy life sometimes. And sometimes I get forgetful too. And I don't want to forget what it's for. I want to be able to remember. So something that I like to do is actually just take a Post-it note and write the intention. And you can literally just put it at the bottom of your grid. If you happen to have like a wood grid like this, you can just go ahead and stick the Post-it note down at the bottom. That way, if you happen to lift it up, you can see easily what it's for. And that's a nice, easy way to do it. If you don't have a wood one, if you just put your grid directly on the table or on the shelf or on the ground, wherever you might be, it'll be a little bit harder to be able to see it, but you could also record that in your Google Calendar or somewhere else so that you'll be able to remember. If you're a planner type of person, you might be able to put it in there as well. And I like to sometimes, I'll muscle test to find out how long to leave this grid open for, because the energy sometimes, I'll leave it for like 1 week or 2 weeks. I've had them stay open as long as 6 months. But most of the time, it might be like a session that I'm doing for someone, and it might be just for the given week. Okay, so it just depends. So the biggest rule that I have when it comes to grids for myself is to not have any rules. And I'm not joking when I say that. You don't want to put yourself in a box. If you feel like you have to follow this perfect little checklist, you may not be able to do the type of grid that you're really needing at that moment. So I highly recommend that you trust your intuition and just trust the vibe that you get as you're creating it. It may not be completely uniform or symmetrical. It might have some different varieties. I don't know, maybe you might feel inspired to get some plants, and add some different varieties in nature. Maybe you'll grab some shells, or maybe you're like, I don't even know what this stone is, but I'm going to go ahead and add it. There's been different times where I've also felt inspired to grab some essential oils and sprinkle it over it. I've also felt inspired at different times to sage the grid after some time has gone by. There's just different things that you might feel inspired to do. So I would say just follow your intuition and don't put yourself in a box. Like these books that I'm using as suggestions are just that. They're suggestions. So don't put yourself in a hardcore rule, like you have to do it this way. We've already talked about how you might feel inspired to use plants or do some other things like Palo Santo or sage, different varieties of different plants out there. Maybe you choose to put a series of stones together, like in a bowl or on a plate in the middle of it. It doesn't have to be where they're just free and standing, and you might have a grid like this, but maybe this is just the middle piece and you put one stone on it and then you have a grid that goes around it as well. I've had grids that have been as small as 1 inch all the way up to about 5 feet. So, and I know that there's more out there as well. But these are just a few examples of grids that are out there. Hey, Stormy, how are you? She said, this is exactly how I do my magic. No rules, spirit inspired through me. I love it. That's awesome. So here's a few examples of some different varieties. You're going to see some that are symmetrical, some that are totally like there's no rhyme or reason to it. You'll see some that use like a basic wood grid like this. You'll see some that have nothing like that, but maybe they're just put out into different varieties, some that will use plants and some that won't. So check out some of these and see kind of your vibe or your flavor, see what kind of things might resonate with you. The night before, I offered a mookaite sphere, and I was thinking about this particular grid. And I know my friend from Arizona ended up getting that one, Diana. And I was going to tell her about this particular one. So Diana, if you're watching, look at this beautiful grid. Isn't it so pretty? I know that this one is probably not a mookaite, but look how gorgeous that looks. This is one that has a chakra symbol, and all it is tourmaline that is placed around placed around the symbol. So you can see that it's touching in different ways, but not exactly, right? There are different ones. When I took my daughter, Aubrey, my daughter who's a photographer, to Iceland in 2018, we definitely made a point to not just visit the waterfalls, but we also visited quite a few shops while we were there. And one of the things that I really, really, really loved while we were there was this one particular design. So I came home and I have a dude who owns his own laser shop. And I said, can you actually like make something kind of like this? So I want to show you what he came up with together. This is just so beautiful. This is the last one that I have. It's $25 if anyone's interested. So it comes apart like this. So it lays flat, easy to mail to you. But it goes together like so. And you can use this with candles, but this is what I call a horizontal, or excuse me, a vertical grid. So you can lay your grids around it on the back like this. You could do it around it, but when you use a candle in this place right here, can you guys see this? When you use the candle right here, it actually puts off this beautiful light that shines all over in the room, and the ambiance and the energy of it is just so stunning. I can't believe this is my last one. We were selling these for $35, but this one's $25. Stormy says she wants it. Okay, baby, I'll send this out to you. I got your address already, so I'll send you the total. But this is one that I just think is so stunning. I can't believe we only have one left, but my person who was helping me create those is no longer doing that. So that's our last one like this. We do have some others that are a little bit different. For example, this one is $16. This is my last medium size like this. And then we have some, I think there's about 3 that are a little bit larger, but these are they call this the seed of life or the flower of life, depending on who you're talking to. So if you're looking for something like this, those are fantastic as well. And you can let me know if you want one of those in the comments and I can hook you up as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at a few more here. This is so much fun to share this with you guys. I'm excited. So grids can also be created right on a human, and they can also be created on animals as well. Or if you have a pet, you can also create a grid around their not their cage, what's it called? Their kennel. Thank you. And so you can go ahead and make a grid right inside of it. If you have an emotional support animal that maybe they've been struggling, maybe they've been taking on more stuff than they should, that's a great way to support them, is to get them some stones and set up a grid around that to help them. Oh my goodness, I just bought these cute little pet charms and I wanted to show them to you. So this is one that I got for my dog Max, and it's just a cute little malachite heart. And you can easily put this on their collar. Isn't that so fun? And here's another one that I got as well, and it's got a little amethyst and a little crystal quartz, which of course you can program them and charge them to be whatever you need them to be. So that's awesome. Another way that you can help your family and your loved ones, right? Okay, so we're going to go over and clarify these steps. Number 1 is you're going to go ahead and choose your intention. This could be anything. And when you look at the grid books that I've suggested, you can look in the comments and see the Amazon link that I included there. You're going to see that there's quite a variety. Maybe you already have 1 or 2 of these, but all of them start out at the very beginning of the book, the books that are about grids, right? And they're going to walk you through these basics about how there's so many different varieties of intention. Maybe you're doing it for health. Maybe you're overcoming a trauma. Maybe you're working on a specific abundance goal or trying to attract someone special into your life. No matter what it is, you choose the intention that you're looking for, and then you go ahead and set this up. So you can use the crystals. You choose the symbol. Also, again, these books that I've been talking about, we'll talk about the different meanings behind the symbols. I was freaked out when I started using these because I'm like, ooh, what does that symbol mean? What is that all about? These books will actually explain to you what the symbols mean. What's the history behind them? What are they most commonly known for? Where's the culture that they came from, or how are they used? And the one that's called The Ultimate Guide to Crystals, and it says, transform your life Using the Power of Crystals and Layouts. That one is by Judy Hall. That is the book that I believe goes through and talks about all of the different meanings and all of the different resources that you can then use for symbols. So if you're like brand new to symbols, you're like, I don't know sacred geometry, I don't know the meanings behind these, that's a great place for you to go to be able to actually use those. But again, I'm going to go ahead and include my email up here on the screen for you if you're watching. If you would like our packet of information that is already put together for you, if you would like it sent to your email, just go ahead and send me an email really quick and just let me know that you observed the Crystal Grid class, and I will send that out to you. There's no charge. We've already done all the work like 2 or 3 years ago. This is a short little class to just get you started with it. And you can even just print that out, and then you've got some symbols to go ahead and get going with. Okay, the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to choose the placement. And what I typically do is I'll meditate for a few minutes to be able to make sure that I'm centered, make sure that I'm grounded, that I'm in a good headspace and a good vibration so that I can be receptive of knowing where to put the grids. And then that's going to be where I just follow my intuition, just trust. Okay, where's going to be the best placement? Do I put it on this table over here? Do I put it on my desk? Do I put it on the shelf? Do I put it on the ground? Like, where is it that I'm going for? And then you start from that. Now, the next step here that we're clarifying is to activate your grid. Now, you can do this in a lot of different ways. You can say a prayer. You can just talk to the grid and say, okay, you're activated. You're ready to go. You can literally do like almost like a namaste type of vibration where you're offering that peace back and forth. You're opening up that consciousness, that space to really be able to allow yourself to benefit from it the most. You can, some people do lots of different things. There's lots of different rituals that you can do. You do what feels best to you. Okay. Finally, we're going to go ahead and do one of the most important steps, and that is gratitude. When you are activating it, feel thankful that that thing that you're trying to manifest and bring to you is already on its way. Feel the gratitude, do mental imagery and visualization, and then feel that gratitude. And as you are disassembling, as you're taking the grid apart and taking it down, make sure that you also allow yourself to feel the gratitude for anything that may have come your way as a part of the process. And that's a great way to go ahead and complete that particular one. I'm going to go ahead and just share a few other tips with you here. I just really want to say thank you for allowing me to share my passion and my love for grids with you tonight. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of my energy healing family. I just really appreciate you guys. Just on a final note here, remember that crystal grids can come in all shapes and sizes. You can see the chakra symbols that are shown here. There's 7 of them. I have little 1-inch symbols of all 7 of them, including a seed of life. I don't have any more of the 3 inches, but I have about 5 of the 1-inch. If you're interested in getting those, go ahead and let me know right now down in the comments until they're gone. Once they're gone, they're gone. You can use these in several different ways. You can actually go ahead and use an adhesive and stick the stone on that you want onto it and put a magnet on the back, and you can literally put them on your fridge or your magnet board. You can use them just like that. You can put them in your pocket if you're working on a specific chakra. It's just about allowing your intention, your awareness, and for you to be able to acknowledge, hey, I remember I'm working on that, helping you to stay in that really good headspace. There's just lots of different ways that you can use it. If you are an energy practitioner, let's say that you are a Reiki practitioner, you're a massage therapist, or you do other types of crystal healing work, these are also great to be able to help lay them out underneath the massage table. You can literally set up your own grid using these symbols before your clients even arrive. So that's another way that you can do it. These are just going to be so awesome. All right, Stormy, cool. I'll get you hooked up. That's way cool. So those are, you get all 7 plus the seed of life. You get all of those, and it's only $15. We used to sell those at the conferences for $35, and we only have those last 5 left. So it's a great deal for anyone who grabs those up. And this is my last slide here for you today, and it is literally just to encourage you to take that first step, for you to know that you can do it. And I love doing this class at conferences because what I'll do is I'll bring a bunch of props and we can start playing with them together and mixing and matching and practicing. It's just a lot of fun to be able to get the word out there about how easy it is to use them, and that you don't have to feel like you're like that, that you know everything. You don't have to be like that. You can just start where you are today and then just move forward with it. So that's my hope for you guys, is that you'll go ahead and just start where you are. You can use tumbler stones. You can use, I like to call these, what are these called? Pebbles. So I have a few of these available tonight. They're usually $7. We're going to go ahead and do these for $5 each. The reason why some of them have smaller amounts is because they generally cost a little bit more for that particular stone. But if you want one of these, go ahead and tell me which one you'd like. I have 2 sodalites. I have 3 of the howlites, and these definitely have quite a bit more, but I'm going to go ahead and do them for $5. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3 of the howlites. If you have had trouble with releasing emotion, like you have stuff stuck, a really, really powerful stone is the pink opal. In fact, I can only use pink opal on Sundays. Like, no joke, it affects me so much. The pink opal is a very powerful one in helping you to soften your emotions and release. So I need a day where I'm allowing myself to cry. So if I don't have anything else going, then I can wear pink opal. Otherwise, I cannot, because this one affects me so much. Let's see. I've got a few others. If you're working on safety, security, and stability, carnelian is your, I was going to say your girl, but it's your stone. It's the one that you're looking for. And I have a couple more here. I've got a tiger's eye, which is fantastic for grounding and all of the good things. And then I also have a couple fluorites, peridot. Peridot is actually my birthstone, so I have a lot of these. It's one of my favorites, all about abundance and manifesting. And then one specifically for the heart and passion, and that is garnet. Now, if you're wondering how you use these small tumble stones, what you're going to do is take your grid, and you literally can go ahead and just sprinkle them across the top of the stone, or you can move them onto each point, or like we've talked about, just follow your intuition and see what happens, see where it takes you. I also really like putting these in my flower pots because I know that energy and that vibration is just going to be so awesome. I love it. So I hope that this has been really helpful for you guys today. I want to say thank you so much for joining me here. I do happen to have whoa, that scared me. I do have another class that's going to be happening tomorrow night, and that is with Amy Winsett. She is a spiritual medium, and she would like to do a short class for you tomorrow night from 7 to 7:30, and that one is going to be all about how to advance your skills as a spiritual medium. So if that's something that you yourself have been interested in, that is going to be a totally free class that's going to be happening tomorrow at 7 o'clock. So make sure you sign in at that time, either on our YouTube or our Facebook. So those of you who have been wanting to claim different grids or stones, I just want to say thank you so much for your support. I literally do have 8 children. It's right before Christmas, and with my furnace just going out last week and all of this other stuff, I'm like, okay, what do I have that I can offer that has so much value that I can't wait to get into my friends' hands? And that's literally why I'm like just dropping prices like crazy. But it's not just that you're getting a good deal. I also want to say thank you because you're also helping me. So I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I really appreciate you guys. So if you just said that you wanted something, do me a quick favor and send me over a message, either on our Facebook page, or you can also send me an email. Here's my email one more time, Tammy@hopehavenevents.com. I can get you out the information packet for free, right? That's totally free. And then if there's anything else here that you wanted, go ahead and let me know. We have about 5 of these particular grids. And then we've got a few more of these stones. And I will just do them on a first come, first serve basis, and we'll get those out to you guys. All right, we'll see you tomorrow night. Thanks everyone for being here. Appreciate you guys. Take care now.